if this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in game number 2 of this best of 3 series at the moment between two Zerg players in the Go4SC2 quarterfinals here on Sunday. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the blue Zerg player representing team mYinsanity. One of the youngest pro players I think we've seen in recent times. And at the moment he's making a pretty good name for himself, but unable to quite beat his opponent in game number 1. He is reynor. And his opponent spawning in the top left position here as the red Zerg player. Relentless aggression in game number 1, not allowing his opponent to complete the switch into Mutalisk and try and get something out of that. Just keeping reynor pinned down all game long and doing a great job of it, earning him that game. But he does have to win game 2 as well to walk away with the series. Can he make it into the semis? It's Targa. So... in that last game, guys, just to have a little bit of a recap, for those of you that were watching game number 1, we had Targa win an initial Zergling-Baneling fight, which made some inroads, but not quite dented the worker production of reynor, then successfully got away with making a round of something like 10 workers in the middle of that attack, and really soaring ahead there. Now, to try and move out of that and to try and do some counter-attacking damage, reynor went up to layer and went for a Spire. And because he went for that Spire, he was hoping that his opponent didn't really have anti-end, that he'd be able to come up and deny his opponent that third base. Unfortunately for him, Targa continued aggression with Speedlings, and that allowed him actually to limit the amount that reynor could mine. He came out with 3 mutas at the end of the day, and that was never going to be enough. So unfortunately, the score is 1-0 at the moment to Targa. But, well, good for him, and he's got one more map to go before potentially making it into the semi-finals. So we'll see if that can work. Now, we've been talking all along while we've had Lings come out on the map. The first 6 are actually here already from Targa. Let's see if he can make an impression. We've already got Zergling speed on the way from reynor as these Lings move into the mineral line. 4 Lings of his own are going to be popping out here. Do we have any workers dead? By the looks of things, 0 at the moment, doing a pretty good job. And all 6 of those Lings go down with some great help from the drones. So very, very well done from reynor there. And wow, he's going straight into the Baneling nest as well. This guy is not messing around right now. And good micro on those Zerglings, and all of a sudden reynor is just looking so much more confident in his play this game compared to Targa. It's now 6 Lings versus 4. reynor has to be very careful. He needs to retreat back up to the top of the ramp. Do we have... yes, we've got 2 more Lings to help out here as well, so it's going to be 6 on 6, and both sides with their injured Zerglings in the back. Very, very tense despite the small numbers of units here. It looks like, in my opinion, that reynor has a very, very slight advantage. But it's technically 3v4, but 2 of them are unharmed. And I think he should be doing okay here. Targa isn't sending more Lings across the map at the moment. He is making a Baneling nest of his own, though. And reynor's about to have speed complete. And when he has speed complete... oh, well. I mean, I was going to say they have to turn around and fight anyway, but by the looks of things, that's just going to be fine. And actually, Targa doesn't see speed complete for reynor. So we have these Zerglings now moving out across the map. Of course, he sees it with the Overlord now. But reynor basically won that fight comfortably before Zergling speed completed. We've got the Baneling nest also completing now for Targa. So it looks like we're going to see some more explosive early game action here in the Go4SC2 Cup. Man, I miss casting these online cups. You get so many funky games, really aggressive games as well. Not so much the high-pressure tournaments environment where everyone's trying to get every build right every game. You just see some more funky stuff. Now, this isn't really that funky. Zergling, Baneling, and ZvZ is, to be honest, something that over time is to be expected. But you just get to see so much aggression. Ooh, nice attempt there. And it looks like, after all the Baneling hits, it's actually Targa that gets the better of that, managing to get some great Baneling hits down the ramp after making way by his queen. So a nice little bit of micro there, and, well, reynor not quite able to get through on this occasion. He's got 4 Lings now inside the main base. He's going to be, ooh, almost able to pick off a queen. Good transfuse coming out of there from Targa, and he's going to try and get the other one. Is there a transfuse available? No, there isn't, so he does manage to get a queen for his efforts. Very well played there by reynor, and Targa goes for his natural expansion. However, you can see the expansion here for reynor is already more than halfway complete. So reynor is the one applying the pressure in this particular game. It's 17 workers to 21 in favor of Targa, with the earlier natural expansion in favor of reynor. He has more banelings here as a defensive requirement, and well, he's going to be able to comfortably defend against this, especially considering there's no speed yet for Targa. He's still got, give or take, about, how many in-game seconds is that roughly? I'd say about 20-25 in-game seconds before he's actually got that speed, so we'll keep an eye on that. But reynor looks like he's just set to defend this and try and defend an earlier natural base. I mean, he should be able to do that, frankly. Oh, excellent second hit there! And that actually takes out basically all of the Zerglings. That's just really, really well done. And these reinforcements, he needs to be careful there. In light of that Baneling, getting 4 of those Zerglings there with that detonation does Targa. reynor perhaps very slightly sloppy. In the meantime, he's trying to force the cancel on this hatchery here. He's running them around. The Queens are trying to stop him from the cancel, but he can't do it. And wow, that's actually a massive victory for reynor. Why? Because he just got Targa to cancel his hatchery, and guess what? His own natural expansion is already complete. So that's highly, highly useful. Now, of course, we've got the Queens on Targa's side as well, which is great. And only the one queen for reynor right now, but just having that extra hatchery, having those extra mineral patches to mine from is going to be quite comfortable for him at this point. If we take a look, it's actually 22 to 30 workers right now, but this is going to take quite a long time to replenish. A lot of Targa's drones are now long distance mining, and this gives reynor the opportunity he needs to try and be as economical as he can behind it. But take a look at this. He's basically just building lings right now. He hasn't gone through with the round of drones just yet. He actually wants to come in and do even more damage. He's forcing Targa to pull drones in. Oh, he needs to be so careful with that, because those Zerglings are now doing so much damage to the Queens. They're not going to be there to buffer much longer. One more Baneling comes in. That is a great hit. And reynor now is taking the advantage in game number 2. He's at 41 supply versus 29. And Targa is looking like he's a little bit down and out here. 28 supply at the moment. All of these drones at the natural go down. The worker count's now 28 to 18 with an extra base, by the way, for reynor. So he is just in a absolutely swimming position right now. Yes, Targa can go ahead and try and stop this with more Zerglings. Unfortunately for him, though, the economy behind this is just so good for reynor right now that he can now start doing what Targa did in game number 1 and just stream lings. And I wouldn't be surprised if he simply kills a natural expansion and says, when are you going to GG out of this game? Good micro on that Baneling, not quite good enough to kill off all the Zerglings, but more than enough to prevent the spine crawl from going up. And this natural expansion is once again in danger of being completely taken out. And there's not too much Targa can do about it. More and more units streaming across. Oh, we have got the one red Baneling. Needs to be a little bit careful. Queen's coming down now as well. Good detonation on that Baneling means that reynor will have to move out for now. 49 to 30 supply, however, and we've got reynor already a third of the way onto layer. More Zerglings coming in as well. He does not want to relinquish the pressure, and that's because he's basically double his opponent's worker supply. 35 to 18 at the moment, and yes, Targa's going to try for a little bit of a counterattack, but there is no sensible way in which Targa wins this battle. reynor just executed that basically the same way that Targa executed his attack in game number 1. Was very effective with it. And, well, it looks like Targa, needs to be very, very careful here. These two Banelings, actually were wasted from Reynor's perspective. Targa coming in now. He's actually making nothing but Lings and Banelings, by the way. He's basically all in with this. He knows that if he doesn't win this engagement right here, right now, that he's basically going to lose the long game. Here come two Banelings to try and, kill off as many Banelings as possible. 2 for 3, not a bad trade there for Reynor. All he has to do is keep trading. He's got a Roach out as well, and those Roaches are very, very hardy creatures. 0 drones going down. Those Banelings didn't do very much to those couple of Roaches at all, and I think Reynor is comfortably holding this. He's at 64 supply versus 38 now. Targa building nothing but Zerglings. He's got 16 more on the way. I mean, he can try and keep breaking through, but look at this massive Roaches. It's not going to be enough. The Queens as well going to be able to help defend this. GG. And Reynor, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take game number 2 and force a decider in this best of 3 series.